anymore. Yes, I was a broken woman. Yes, I didn't love me. Yes, I decided to settle for what wasn't best for me. Yes, I was in a toxic relationship. Guess what? Not anymore. I have grown from the broken pieces. I have learned to love me when no one else loved me. I have learned that I will never settle for in my life or my peaceful atmosphere. I have learned.
Hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in to The Power in Your Voice. And today we have the awesome artist, Darryn Zewalk. How are you doing today?
I'm blessed. I'm just glad to be here, and I thank you so much for having me
It's
today.
an honor. Can you tell everyone who you are and where you're from? Just give us a little detail of, who you are.
Okay, I'm Darren Zewalk. I bring encouragement to the listening soul. I'm a singer-songwriter. I was born and raised in Sapulpa, Oklahoma, but now I live in Tulsa. Um, I'm truly just here to just encourage people in the Lord and to sing and to kind of do the things that that He wants me to do. And I just that's what I'm here for, is to bring encouragement to people, and I do it in my singing, and I do it on social media as well. So that's my ultimate goal.
That is awesome. So, what got you into the career of singing and, bringing inspiration?
Um, I was raised in a very Christian home with my mom and dad. My late dad, he passed in 2020, but my mom and dad raised me from the time I was really small, and they had a nice marriage. They were married for 55 years, and so they were both in church. And so around 12, I got baptized and started having my relationship with God. And as my relationship with God just kind of flourished, I went to school and went to a Christian school, went to Oklahoma Baptist University. And then after I graduated, I started thinking about encouragement. And I always think about when people are online, you get so many things of people saying, there's so much negative stuff on there. I said, okay, Lord, what do you have for me to do here in this space? And he just gave me encouragement, and it's done well. And I'm just really, really blessed that we have a few followers following us. My biggest social media platform, of course, is Twitter. We have over two hundred
Okay.
thousand or so people following me there. So I really like that, and Facebook, and not so much on Instagram, but Twitter's kind of my jam right now. So
Definitely understand that. Now tell me, how long have you when was the first song that you wrote?
I think I wrote my first song like when I was 16. I was just kind of playing. I'd been playing the piano since I was 12. My mom had asked me to play when I was much younger. Of course, I didn't do that. One of my friends came to school and was playing the entertainer, and I thought, man, you know what? I think I might could do that. And so after that, she got me in piano, and I took all the way through college. So and I wrote my first song I think when I was like 16, and then I sung a song when I was a senior. Um, the
Okay.
very first song at high school.
So what was your inspiration behind that very first song?
Oh, it was a girl. I think I was just kind of writing love songs. I kind of changed my tune. I did that in the beginning, but then when I got in 2010, I started, doing Christian music, and I really was kind of done with that because I was a single dad. I raised my now 30-year-old daughter from the time she was 6 until she grew up, and I kind of stopped recording. And then my mom came to me and said, I think you still got something else. I'm thinking, Mama, I don't think so. I said, it's been too long. She was like, well, you sing all the time, because I'm a former music minister. I used to be
Mm,
the former music minister at Mount Olive Baptist in Sapulpa, but I stopped doing that in 2017. So then I went into the studio in 2010, and I did a song that she still claims is her favorite song. It's called Situation. So
mm.
I did that song, and it was about going through some stuff, and I was actually going through some stuff at the time I wrote it. And so it just kind of developed, and from there I've released, I think this new project is like my fifth project that I think I've released. So I'm really excited about where it's going. It's an EP, and it's called Eclectic Praise. And I tried to play with styles on there, it's real different. Have a kind of Motown song on there, have a kind of smooth, you know, it's just real different. And I have a slow song, and I've got, it has some jazz elements in it, but a lot of R&B stuff to it as well. And I was just really blessed to work with my new producer. His name is Andrew Bear. He's awesome. He's an awesome guy, and we're looking at working on some new stuff. So I'm excited.
That is totally awesome. Now, do you feel that your mother is some of the reason of why you sing and write music now?
Mm, she's supportive of me. I love my
Mm-hmm.
mom and I have a very close relationship. I'm for sure the mama's boy, as they say. But my mom is she's supportive, but my mom is tough on me too. You know, if she doesn't like
Mm-hmm.
something, she's gonna say, I don't like that. She keeps me kind of grounded. So yeah, I don't. I think it's really more of God. It's more of God because now my life has changed. I've been married. Me and my wife would be married tomorrow. Would be 14 years. So yeah, so I mean, it's really it's a cool thing. But yeah, she does have some influence. But now she's been talking about me doing a Christmas project, and I'm like, oh, I don't know when I'm going to do that. But I mean, I would love to do it, but it hasn't came about yet. But there's talks of it. So
Okay, that look, we might have to be looking out for that. Christmas project might be coming, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all check it out. And you know, they all his stuff is on Spotify, so make sure y'all follow him. Go listen to the music. It is
yes,
awesome
please.
music. Y'all will enjoy it. And listen, let's support is the biggest thing that
Thank
we be
you,
needing out here too.
thank you.
So, to anybody that's out there that's trying to get into the music or, entrepreneur element, what advice do you have for them?
Just to stick with it. Don't always, be very careful of sharks. There are many sharks that are people that'll say, "Oh, we're going to do this for you. We're going to do that for you. Just pay us $500. Just pay us $600." Don't ever do that. Don't pay people like for record deals and stuff like that because that is just that's a scam. You want it to be real. I've been independent. I would, maybe someday do a record deal if it's the right deal, but as of right now, I'm independent and I've kind of enjoyed it because I kind of have control over what I'm doing. But I really enjoy having the liberty to write what I want to write when I want to write it and release it when I want to release it. So that's me. Not to say that I won't do that later, that I won't do a deal later, but as of right now, I don't have a deal, but I'm actually enjoying being independent. I think there's a beautiful thing about it because you have your own schedule. You don't have to have it out in a year. You don't have to have it out in 2 years. You can take 2 years, take your time to work with what God has given you, and I think that it's a blessing to kind of deal in God's timing because sometimes our timing is not His, so it's very important to kind of follow, for me to follow that path.
Absolutely. What do you feel was your most positive moment during your career so far?
Mm, there's a lot of them, I guess. I don't know. I guess when I first started recording, I guess just the thought process of me actually doing it again and that I could do it, and that was the first thing. And then when Situation was done, I had a vibe about that. I'm like, okay, this is a cool song. I really like the song, and it was received. The Lord allowed people to receive it, and they were relating to it. And I have friends now that still say that's still my jam. I still like to listen to that
Mm,
song. It still helps me because the song talks about you got a situation going on in your life and you need the Lord. And that's pretty much what it.
right.
That's what that song was about. This last project was very different because I specifically was kind of toying with some stuff. I was driving one day and I said, okay, God, I'm working on this new project, but what would I call it? Because I have these eclectic things in my style. And he just said, okay, eclectic praise, and so I was like, okay, this is cool because I don't have to have any set rules. And the songs do, I have a tune that has kind of a rock vibe, some guitar stuff in it. It was just really cool. And like, and Without You is just, we called in, there was some, the brass and stuff that you hear in that song. That's a real trombone player and a real trumpet
Mm,
player playing. So I mean, it's real stuff, and that's what I like about working with my new producer is that we can do some digital stuff, but he has access
yeah,
to people that can do the real thing, and that to me brings music to life to me. So
it does. It gives it a different vibe. So I
hmm
definitely I think it's a great addition to the song.
Right.
So that was a plus.
Yeah.
Now, what do you feel would maybe one of a negative a negative thing that you might have said during might have happened during your career? Because we all have some type of negative thing that happened during our careers that we learn from.
Sometimes, you don't always get the positive reinforcement that you think you might
Right.
get from certain people. And so I've just
Hmm.
learned that, that oftentimes, sometimes your biggest fans will probably most likely not be your friends, probably won't be your family. It'll be someone else outside of there. And it's just finding them sometime because you have to go with wherever God's leading. And sometimes God will lead you down, he'll lead you to places and there'll be discouragement or people saying you can't do this and you can't do that or I'm not feeling what you're doing. And that's okay, because everything you do is not going to be for everybody. But you got to
Right.
realize that it's for somebody or God wouldn't have gave it to you. So, that's where I am with that, So, but, just stuff
Absolutely.
like that. But other than that, I just keep pressing because I know my purpose and I know what God has me here for.
That's good. And for those that's out there searching for their purpose and may feel lost, what advice could you give to them?
To let God lead you, no matter how bad the situation is. Let Him lead you, because I mean, at some point, we all probably were lost, and God found us, and He directs us. But for us to be, it's always best to let God lead you, even when you don't know what's going on. You're like, okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm just here. But God knows what He's doing. We don't always know what we're doing, but He definitely knows what He's doing. And so we have to trust Him in all things, and everything will pan out okay. At least it has for me so far. So I'll just keep trusting Him.
Absolutely. Sorry about that. Wi-Fi wanted to kick out, but I heard you. Sorry about that. So tell
No
me,
worries.
um, a lot of times marketing wanted to keep things to get your information and stuff out there so that way people can get to know you more. Can you tell me what are some gems that you could give to people that is learning how to market their music or any product that they have?
Mm, you just have to learn. A lot of marketing stuff is tricks of the trade. I mean, I say try to connect with as many people as you can. You know, try to. I'm learning some things now, like reaching out personally to people, because a lot of people think that you can post all these things, but in reality, because of algorithms, most of your stuff is not seen. It's going to be seen maybe 2% of your people. I've heard that. So, if you get in there and just get in, start reaching out to people. And sometimes people will help spread your stuff. And I think word of mouth is a very good thing, and there's other streaming type things that you might want to look into. Just research it and go for it, but any type of marketing that you do, of course, it's not going to be free. It's going to take time, and it's also going to take money. So you can't expect to get, in this field and think, oh, I don't have any money and everything is free. You don't want to be, if you think everything is free, that's not true. It's not going to be free. So you're going to have to invest and just make the best of what you have and try to make it stretch as far as you can is my
Absolutely. Best thing that you
suggestion.
said, you have to invest in yourself. And some people
Hmm.
they forget that they have to be their own investment along with their process. So that is
Hmm.
great advice.
Hmm.
So tell me, what out of all your songs you've made and released it, you said this is your fifth song. What's your favorite?
Of of all my songs ever?
I would
Oh my.
say what's your, out of the ones that you released it, what's your favorite one that you've put out? Because you said I think you said you
Mm.
released five so far, right?
No, I've released three off of this project. I mean,
Oh,
I've released five
okay,
albums. I released like five projects. I've got an
okay,
EP, Situations an EP. I have one called Forevermore, another one called Favor, and then I have a best of the best so far. And then the newest one is eclectic praise. I don't know. I guess of all my albums that, oh, of the ones I've released, that's a tough question.
It
You know,
is.
I think it's because every new one is kind of like a baby. And so I guess I'm kind of more favored toward eclectic praise because I think the production of it is really, really good. But I don't know. I would probably say most people will tell you, hands down, the best song I've ever done. They're gonna say a situation. That's what they're gonna say. But I mean, you know, but I don't know. I mean, I like situation a lot, and I've sang it a lot, and it was my dad's
Mm-hmm.
favorite, you know, and so it kind of it has a different meaning to me now,
Right.
and so you know, and I have like a have a gig on Friday, and I'm gonna be singing that song. That's the first time I've sung it since my dad's been gone, so it's gonna
Mm.
be
Oh
different. But I've
wow.
been yeah, I've been kind of working on it. But I mean, but I would say that a lot of people would say that's probably my best. But I don't know. I mean, I like a lot of. I mean, I like I like some of the stuff I do. I really do. I don't know.
Like you said, each project is our baby, so we always gonna like them all. But just figure
Hmm.
to see if if you had a favorite out of all of them.
Yeah. Well, if I had, well, the favorite, my favorite probably for today, you asked me, will probably be Eclectic Praise because I think that I like that
Okay.
project because I think it has, it shows different sides of what I do, and I that's kind of what I wanted to show. And I think I accomplished that on that project.
So tell me what during this project, like, can you give us the ins and out on how you collectively design this project? Like, you know, sometimes, can we get some behind the scenes on how you
Oh,
got to the point of putting this whole project together? Like,
the story of this whole thing is real
yes.
funny because in the beginning, my wife bought me some because I was going to try to learn more about, you know, how to do like iTunes, not iTunes, but more like Pro Tools and that kind of thing. But I'm not a techie. I'm not a tech person at all. I said, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to try to learn this. And I walk into Garage Center and I meet Andrew. Andrew's my producer now, and he was my teacher. And he goes, I produce and I do this, and you know, and I had songs on my keyboard. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring my keyboard, and we was looking. He's like, okay, this song, you need to do this song, and I was like, oh, and it was just a song on my keyboard, and it's impatient.
Mm.
That's on Eclectic Praise. And he said, when I get through with this, you're gonna really, really like it. And I was like, okay. I don't know. But then when I heard it, I was like, oh, this is pretty smooth. He knows what he's doing. So, and it just developed. Our relationship developed, and it was just really cool. We talked the other day, and I was like, you're busy because he's a very busy musician. He plays keys for some bands and, you know, does some touring as well. He was just, you know, he was just like, you know, I've always got time for you. And I said, you know, that really makes it special. But behind the songs, it was just different because we kind of went in and it was just kind of like we had a connection. And then, you know, you know, we have real drummers, we have real bass players, we have good guitar players. All that stuff is real. And so it was just cool, the process of it, and meeting those people, and you know, going behind, you know, seeing what happens actually in studios. I mean, it was really awesome. It really was awesome, you know. And I was truly blessed, you know,
Yes.
to actually be in those settings. And we did a lot of things. He has a little studio underground, and it's, you know, it's really it was really fun because we would do a lot of my vocals were done, you know, in the dungeon. I call it in the dungeon because we're kind of underground doing some music stuff. But it was just the songs and the content of them and where we thought they were going and the orchestration and stuff. And it was just really a blessing to for God to take me in that place, and then I meet him, and then it's developed into this relationship, you know, this really cool, you know, artist producer relationship that we have now.
Love the story. Now tell us, what is your goals for I guess you say next 3 years?
mm, I wouldn't mind putting out more music, you know. I wouldn't mind maybe possibly finally doing a Christmas project. I don't know. I mean, but we're definitely thinking about doing a single this fall. I'm thinking I may tackle Away in the Manger, but don't hold me to that. But I do have a version of it that I like, and I'm gonna try to, you know, add. You know, of course that song's, you know, about you know, the Lord come in and stuff. But I want to kind of add maybe some kind of a neo soulish vibe to it, maybe. So it could be interesting. I don't know if we're gonna pull that off, but that's just my thoughts. We'll just see what happens. But it has a lot of jazz vibe to it too. So we'll see. But it
Yeah,
won't be like
sounds
you
like
know it.
fun.
Yeah, but you won't. It
Yeah,
won't be
sounds
like
like
you know it. So
okay. That's real interesting. So, if you had to give someone advice about starting their music career, what are the first 5 steps would you give them to advice to start their career as an artist?
mm, I would try to say to learn what you need to learn. Like I don't know. I'm a big piano person, so I've been playing the piano for a long time. Learn to play the piano. Try to learn to read music. It makes a difference. People may not say that, but it does. I took voice lessons. Do that, just hone your craft and practice and just keep doing what you do, because everybody's path is different. But mostly what you want to do, and regardless of what anybody says or tells you, you definitely want to stay true to you. That's the one thing you definitely want to do. Put God first and stay true to you. Stay true to what He's told you to do. Stay true to where He's taking you. Just stay true to that, and I think that'll help out a lot.
That is definitely awesome. So, can you tell people how to find you, how to connect with you, where to find your music, and all the
Okay.
goodness? And
Okay. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. It's all under Darryn Zewalk, and my music. I'm in Facebook, Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. And my music is pretty much everywhere. It's in Amazon. It's on Spotify, which is my main home. Apple Music, YouTube. It's even on Pandora. So it's in those places, in a lot of places. I think it's on Deezer. It's in a lot of places. So yeah.
guys, I will make sure I drop his LinkedIn, his link tree, so where you can connect with him, you can follow his music, hear all the good vibes, and make sure y'all go support. Like I said, support, support, support. And Darren, I am honored to have you on this platform. I enjoyed the conversations with you today. I thank you for coming on to the Power in Your Voice because, here we teach and allow people to give voices and be able to speak
Mhm.
and, show the world who they are. As always, guys, I thank y'all for tuning in. Is there any last words that you'd like to share with the people? Any shout outs that you would like to give before we end for tonight?
I just want to shout out to my wife, shout out to my daughter and Andrew, and my little grandbaby, Annalise, my mom, and my sister, and my two nieces, Chloe and Caitlin, and my brother in law, Brad. And I'd like to shout out to my other brother in law, Elijah and Brittany, and my niece and nephew, um, Kenzie, and Presley. So that's kind of my just Tulsa family. I'll be on here all night if I try to name all my family, but that's enough. I just want to thank you, and I want to thank you for having me. And I'm really, really blessed, and I just thank you for this opportunity and pray that we can connect again. I'd love to do another interview whenever you have time.
Absolutely. All right, guys. I will be back tomorrow with Trisha Covington. So please tune in tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Y'all have a good night.
Well, bless you.
Introducing to some and reintroducing to others. Speaker, entrepreneur, motivational coach, and author, Sheena Gadan. If you wish to contact her, you can contact her via email at sgradine16@gmail.com, or you can visit her website, www.theladybehindthemask.com.